Hi everyone, I'm Miss Headley and I hope everyone is enjoying Flora and Ulysses, our One School One book this year. I'm going to be reading you chapters 21 through 24 today, beginning with chapter 21, which is titled, one of my favorite things, Poetry. They were sitting in Tootie's office. Tootie was on the couch with a package of frozen peas on her head. She had fainted. Unfortunately, she had hit her head on the edge of the desk on the way down. Fortunately, Flora had remembered an issue of Terrible Things Can Happen to You, advising that a bag of frozen peas made an excellent cold compress to provide comfort and reduce swelling. "Read it one more time," said William Spiver to Flora. Flora read Ulysses' words loud again. "The squirrel wrote poetry," said Tootie in a voice filled with wonder. "Keep those peas on your head," said Flora. "I don't get the last part," said William Spiver. "The part about hunger. What does that mean?" Flora turned away from the computer and looked at William Spiver's dark glasses and saw, again, her round-headed, pajamaed self reflected there. "It means he's hungry. He hasn't had any breakfast." "Oh," said William Spiver, "I see. It's literal." Ulysses was sitting on his hind legs beside the computer. He nodded hopefully. "It's poetry," said Tootie from the couch. Ulysses puffed out his chest the tiniest bit. "Well, it might be poetry," said William Spiver, "but it's not great poetry. It's not even good poetry." "But what does all this mean?" said Tootie. "Why does it have to mean something?" said William Spiver. "The universe is a random place." "Oh, for heaven's sake, William," said Tootie. Flora felt something well up inside of her. What was it? Pride in the squirrel? Annoyance at William Spiver? Wonder? Hope? Suddenly, she remembered the words that appeared over Alfred T. Slipper's head when he was submerged in the vat of incandesto. "Do you doubt him? Do not." "Do you doubt him?" said Flora. "Of course I doubt him," said William Spiver. "Do not," said Flora. "Why?" said William Spiver. She stared at him. "Take off your glasses," she said. "I want to see your eyes." "No," said William Spiver. "Take them off." "I won't." "Children," said Tootie, "please." Who was William Spiver, really? Yes, he was the great-nephew of Tootie Tickum, suddenly, suspiciously come to stay for the summer. But who was he really? What if he was some kind of comic book character himself? What if he was a villain whose powers were depleted as soon as the light of the world hit his eyes? Incandesto was forever being attacked by his arch nemesis, the darkness of 10,000 hands. Every superhero had an arch nemesis. What if Ulysses' arch nemesis was William Spiver? "The truth must be known," said Flora. She stepped forward. She reached out her hand to remove William Spiver's glasses. And then she heard her name. "Flora Bell! Your father is here." said William Spiver in a gentle voice. Ulysses was still sitting on his hind legs. His ears were pricked. He looked back and forth between Flora and William Spiver. "We have to go," said Flora. "Wait," said William Spiver. Flora picked Ulysses up by the scruff of his neck. She put him under her pajama top. "Will I ever see you again?" said William Spiver. "The universe is a random place, William Spiver," said Flora. "Who can say whether we will meet again or not?" Now we're going to start chapter 22. A giant ear. Her father was standing on the top step in front of the open door. He was wearing a dark suit and a tie and a hat with a brim, even though it was Saturday and summertime. Flora's father was an accountant at the firm Flinton, Floston, and Frick. Flora wasn't sure, but she thought it was possible that her father was the world's loneliest man. He didn't even have Incandesto and Dolores to keep him company anymore. "Hi, Pop," she said. "Flora," said her father. He smiled at her, and then he sighed. "I'm not ready yet." "Oh, that's okay," said her father. He sighed again. "I'll wait." He walked with Flora into the living room. He sat down on the couch. He took off his hat and balanced it on his knee. "Are you in the house now, George?" Flora's mother shouted from the kitchen. "Is Flora with you?" "I am inside," shouted Flora's father. "Flora is with me." The clack, clack, clack of the typewriter echoed through the house. Silverware rattled, and then there was silence. "What are you doing, George?" her mother shouted. "I am sitting on the couch, Phyllis. I am waiting for my daughter." Flora's father moved his hat from his left knee to his right knee and then back to his left knee again. Ulysses shifted under Flora's pajamas. "Where are you two going? What are you two going to do today?" Flora's mother shouted. "I don't know, Phyllis." "I can hear you perfectly well, George," said Flora's mother as she came into the living room. "You don't need to shout." "Flora, what have you got in your pajama top?" "Nothing," said Flora. "Is that the squirrel?" "No," said Flora. "What squirrel?" said Flora's father. "Don't lie to me," said her mother. "Okay," said Flora. "It's the squirrel. I'm keeping him." "I knew it. I knew you were hiding something. Listen to me. That squirrel is diseased. You are engaging in dangerous behavior." Flora turned away. She had a superhero under her pajamas. She didn't have to listen to her mother or anybody else for that matter. A new day was dawning. A girl with a superhero kind of day. "I'm going to go change now," she said. "This will not work, Flora Belle," said her mother. "That squirrel is not staying." "What squirrel?" said Flora's father again. Flora went halfway up the steps, and then she stopped. She stood on the landing. The criminal element suggested that anyone truly invested in fighting crime, investing criminals, should learn to listen carefully. All words, at all times, true or false, whispered or shouted, are clues to the workings of the human heart. Listen. You must. If you care to understand anything at all, become a giant ear. This is what the criminal element suggested. And this is what Flora intended to do. She pulled Ulysses out from underneath her pajama top. "Sit on my shoulder," she whispered to him. Ulysses climbed up on her shoulder. "Listen," she said. He nodded. Flora felt brave and capable, standing there on the landing with her squirrel on her shoulder. "Do not hope," she whispered. "Instead, observe." She took a deep breath and let it out slowly. She held herself absolutely still. She became a giant ear. And what Flora, the giant ear, heard was astonishing. Chapter 23. Enter the